In a narrative unfolding unlike any other in Europe, Sweden, less than a decade ago, stood as a country with one of the lowest levels of gun crime on the continent. Fast forward to today, and Sweden now ranks as the second highest in gun crime, with Stockholm witnessing gun violence at a rate approximately 30 times higher than that of London. The nation finds itself embroiled in a gang war, a conflict primarily orchestrated by individuals with a migration background. The unique blend of Sweden's renowned welfare state and lenient asylum laws has positioned it as a preferred destination for immigrants. While Sweden had experienced a consistent influx of newcomers since the 2000s, the year 2015 marked a zenith, with over 160,000 arrivals. Alarming statistics reveal that almost half of these non-Western immigrants find themselves unemployed, with a staggering 9-fold dependence on government welfare. Concentrated predominantly in impoverished suburbs, these immigrants face challenges integrating into Swedish society, providing fertile ground for armed gangs to recruit members. With an impressive GDP per capita of 60,000 dollars, Sweden stands as one of the wealthiest countries globally. Boasting an average life expectancy of 83 years, Sweden excels in healthcare and education, earning its place among the world's best. However, the spotlight intensifies when examining migration, immigrant integration, and their societal contributions, where Sweden appears to falter. Before delving into the intricacies of Sweden's immigration challenges, it's crucial to dispel a prevalent misconception. Sweden is often romanticized as a social democratic utopia, a middle ground between capitalism and socialism. The belief persists that emulating Sweden's expansive government size can yield similar social outcomes. However, historical accuracy requires us to reevaluate this perspective. Sweden's renowned welfare state, catering to the elderly, sick, unemployed, and a significant number of refugees, is a relatively recent development. Contrary to popular belief, Sweden achieved prosperity and success before adopting its comprehensive welfare system. In the 1870s, Sweden's economy lagged behind Northern and Western Europe, with an average GDP per capita half that of Great Britain. The majority of the population relied on farming in challenging semi-Arctic conditions. However, Sweden's emphasis on hard work, individual responsibility, and family values fostered a strong work ethic. The world transitioned into industrialization. Sweden emerged as the fastest-growing economy globally. Trustworthy, hardworking, and responsible, Swedes navigated neutrality during both world wars, establishing a more moderate version of the welfare state. Free market policies and limited state intervention characterized Sweden's rise to prosperity until the 1960s, when more drastic welfare reforms were introduced. Sweden's vision of folkhemmet, or people's home, gained traction, depicting the nation as a family where citizens care for each other like siblings. This familial philosophy partially explains Sweden's welcoming stance towards refugees. The contemporary welfare state, offering incredible benefits to citizens, natives, and immigrants alike, has been sustained by substantial taxation. The personal income tax rose from 21% in 1950 to 52% in 1995. Examining the economic impact of these changes reveals Sweden's GDP growth between 1968 and 1975, marked by drastic welfare reforms. While the nation faced economic challenges in the 80s and 90s, it remained one of the richest countries in 1975, dropping to the 14th position in 1993. Employment rates showed marginal improvement, and inequality in 2013 mirrored that of 1950. The demographic landscape began shifting in 1987, with 3% of the population being non-EU migrants. By 2013, this figure had surged to 12%. A peculiar trend emerged among immigrants from Saddam Hussein's Iraq in the 80s and 90s. They were 2.3 times as likely to have higher education than native Swedes. However, only 18% of them found employment upon reaching Sweden. The 2000s witnessed a change in migration patterns, with an increasing number arriving for humanitarian reasons. In 2015, Sweden admitted 163,000 refugees, predominantly from Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. By 2011, 20% of the population had non-native descent, leading to heightened challenges in integration, poverty, and dependence on government welfare. The culmination of these factors contributed to the rise of criminal organizations ruled by second-generation immigrants. Gangs recruited young individuals from impoverished neighborhoods, engaging primarily in drug trade, with recent infiltrations into government and political parties. Estimations suggest criminal organizations earn around $500 million annually through illicit activities, and over half of Swedish inmates serving long sentences are first-generation immigrants. Throughout the 2010s, the nationalist Sweden Democrats, once a fringe party, gained prominence due to their stance against immigration. The current Prime Minister, breaking from tradition, supports tax cuts, free market policies, and economic liberalism, aligning with the right-wing coalition's belief that gang violence traces back to Sweden's past immigration policies. Despite external factors influencing the rise in violence, internal government policies aimed at integrating migrants are also implicated. The challenge lies in finding a balance that neither blames migration solely nor ignores the shortcomings in integration policies. Sweden is at a crossroads, facing the need for reforms in a system that, in accepting new arrivals, may have gone too far. The evolving political landscape in Sweden, with a move towards increased economic liberty and incentives for work within the welfare system, raises questions about the future of its famed middle ground. As Sweden navigates this critical juncture, the nation grapples not only with the intricacies of immigration policies, but also with the core beliefs that define its identity.